Okay, here's part 2 of the HW-16 project, and made some progress here over the last couple days. Let me run you through it real quick, and I guess we should turn the radio on here. And while it's warming up, let me show you some of the parts that got replaced here the last couple days. Not the pen, that didn't get replaced, but anyway, here's a little template I made for installing the crystal filter. There's the old crystal filter. There's the 15 meter heterodyne oscillator crystal. Was dead on 15. Some resistors, not all of them that I replaced, but the main 1 and 2 watt versions on the printed circuit board. Most of these get stressed pretty hard, and they were way out of tolerance. It had a non-original volume control, so we replaced the volume control with an original. The audio amplifier tube would go into oscillation after it warmed up, so stuck a different tube in there. And the plastic dial here, took one out of another unit. But I think these are going to be fixable, especially this one, with some translucent plastic self-sticking material that'll let the light come through. It's all yellowed here anyway. But I bet you that I can make this dial work sooner or later into that drive mechanism down there, that crazy little friction drive. There's a tube socket I punched for the AGC mod when we get around to it. There's the new crystal filter, which does make a difference, believe me. And cleaned up the board there. There's the new 15 meter heterodyne oscillator crystal. It's got a little residual hum. Something back here, not quite 100% just yet, but it's not too bad. You kind of got to listen for it, but it is there. It's not affected by the volume control, and it's you know, this has the Hayseed Hamfest mods done, so I don't think it's a power supply issue. There's only about 4 volts of ripple on the plate of that amplifier tube, so, and it's like 300 volts DC. Anyway, let me pause this a sec. Okay, got a dummy load plugged in at the moment, and I was able to reduce some of that TR thump down to a manageable level, and if I get a couple more caps, I think I can probably reduce it even more. But anyway, let's see what it does here. Okay, let's tune it up. We're looking at about 45 watts or so on 40 meters. And as far as the side tone goes, you got to tune in your actual signal on the receiver. So there you go. Not too bad, but I think I can get some of that additional thumping out of there. I need like another 1 microfarad cap to put across the key line. And this one has also had the QR, what they call, I guess, the QRP mod done. So you can go from 45 watts out down to about 2.5 with the power level control on the front panel. So that's transmit. Let me pause this. Okay, so it's not the best time of day to be listening around here, but we'll see if we can find some stations on. There's a nice strong one. Hopefully the AGC will help that ear splitting when you tune across on a strong signal. two-lander. Not too many signals on here this morning. Anyway, working pretty good. Going to experiment later on with moving the BFO just a touch and see if we can't improve the peak response through the filters. Next step though is going to be to tinker around with the AGC mod. That's going to take a little while, and then see if we can get some of that low-level residual hum out of the audio amplifier. But it's coming along. It's coming along. Going to be okay. Kind of a fun project, and last couple days I've been doing a lot of listening on the HW-16, and it's a little bit of a nostalgia trip for me. So that's what we got so far. The junk we replaced, and can't really complain about the state of affairs here with the new filter. There was a big DX sideband DX contest on over the weekend. Yesterday conditions were okay. I went up to 15 meters on a lousy antenna, and on my HW-16 years ago you could work crossband DX, receiving sideband, upper sideband on the 16 and transmitting on CW. So you were able to copy upper sideband stations. They didn't sound great, but you could, you know, understand what they were saying. With the new filter in there yesterday, there were a bunch of strong sideband stations on, and I couldn't understand a word they were saying. Plus on CW last night, the selectivity of the new filter was apparent. So I think that's a pretty good mod. Anyway, keep on tinkering. Part 3 will be coming up sooner or later. Hopefully we'll get that AGC and S meter thing working, and see how it goes from there. So keep on tinkering.